So today I found myself walking through Walmart for the strangest real situation, really. It's for the fact that we needed to get some ingredients for what we were doing today, which, if you guys watched the live stream on the other channel, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. But we were getting some limes and some clementines or mandarin oranges. I don't remember which exactly one they were, for the different libations that we were going to be making before playing Scrabble with the family and then essentially having a live stream on 2.0. In this excursion to Wally World, home of the Waltons, where they make their billions and billions of dollars, and yes, it's just bandage situation here. I didn't go to the ER, I didn't go to the emergency room, but shaker cups are very, very sharp, and as you're trying to clean them, then things can happen. So be careful, be prepared. At the end of the day, we had a first aid kit, so everything was fine, and all is well. But lesson learned here. Nice little slice to the finger. It's one of those things where you do it and you feel it and you're like, that sucks. And then the blood starts gushing out and you're like, okay, there we go. Here we go. Either way, field dressing, and I was already washing the dishes when it happened. So there's always already soap and water involved in the situation. So it wasn't a big deal. But regardless, I digress. In Walmart, walking around, picking up the things that we need, also realizing that inflation hasn't necessarily really hit every corner and every segment and every commodity the same, whereas Arizona iced tea products are now only $1.05 as opposed to what they used to be, which is 99 cents. So a roughly 6 and change percent increase or price increase or inflation for a 99-cent product today isn't that bad, really. I'm pretty sure most of us would accept and take that 6% or so. We're not splitting hairs here, dragging this out to the nth degree of decimal points. Would take that over what we've seen in regard to inflation to real estate, inflation to food prices, inflation to just the basic cost of living in general, and also not receiving the same increase in income to counter that, which realistically cannot happen. Supply chain constraints, bottlenecks, price increases, higher taxes, inflation, recession, depression, all of these things lead to where we are today. And if wages increased equally, then it would be a moot point, but that's not the case. And essentially, also the government provided stimulus, lift up, handout, whatever you want to call it, is no more. And now we're starting to see the trickle down effects really starting to hit folks at home, hitting their bank accounts, hitting their wallets, destroying them financially. And I wish I could make this video earlier in the day, but we've kind of lost track of time. And with the changing of the hours, and we're approaching daylight savings time, where we fall back or fall forward or jump forward, or I don't know which one it is. It gets darker sooner. So essentially these videos come to you later in the day, usually when the sun is set. And fortunately, I have this new light here that helps me bring you these videos without having the worst night vision possible, because even though the Samsung S23 Galaxy Ultra is a really good smartphone and good camera phone, and I've been using it for years, actually months, to make videos for this channel. Before that, it was a Galaxy S20 FE. It's not the greatest in low light scenario situations. So this light has been a tremendous help, and I'm glad I picked it up from Amazon. It was essentially purchased for our podcast, but given the current situation and the fact that we haven't created a podcast for the last few days, and we probably won't for a few more days, it's being repurposed for this particular video. Regardless, getting back to the whole point of this is the fact that we went to Walmart and had an opportunity to have a chat with some Walmart employees, and these employees are telling me essentially today what they've been telling me all along, which ironically, if we were to rewind 12 months ago, this time last year, there's probably a video on my channel from the same time, from the same period, with the same employees expressing the same concerns, expressing the same complaints, expressing the same worries. Financial impacts, minimum wage, income, price increases, inflation, cost of living, all of these things having an impact on their lives, and also the fear and worry of their jobs being secure and stable for the long term post holiday shopping season, which many of them don't feel as though it's going to be the case. Odds are, come January, early January, middle of January, a lot of these folks are going to lose their jobs and they will be cut. Seasonal employees will be furloughed or terminated, or not. They won't receive full employment, and we will continue this cycle into this downward trend where people continue to struggle financially without a solid plan, a solid strategy, a solid solution, a solid resolution to weather this storm, which I brought to you guys again last year. I know for a fact of insulating yourself in these tough economic, challenging times, which are only getting worse as we move on. But the simple fact of the matter is that the employee was actually, in their opinion, in their words, on a track for growth within the company, essentially inching up dollar by dollar per hour to different status levels working for Walmart. But unfortunately, not necessarily understanding and realizing that that's really probably only going to help keep up with the rising costs, but not necessarily get you ahead. And in essence, while drilling down on this conversation and future goals, was they would want to have the ability to earn upwards of over the six-figure mark, being the $100,000 per year annual income. And essentially realizing that despite the numbers that say you need to make at least $115,000 a year to buy a home, they wanted to be closer to 150 or maybe even 200 for the possibility and likelihood of getting ahead, getting out of debt, not living paycheck to paycheck, not being stuck in this rat race and in this rut. And unfortunately, the grim reality, the undeniable truth is the fact that that's not going to happen. Grinding away as an hourly employee punching a clock at Walmart or at Target or at any other retailer, Dollar Tree or Home Depot or wherever you work. If you're punching a clock, odds are your hourly wage is not going to exceed $20, $22 an hour, maybe. And in essence, in order to reach that income level, that somewhat middle class income level, you're probably going to need to be on a salary basis, or at least on a commission basis, or some sort of bonus structure or compensation that would allow you the ability to earn above and beyond the standard minimum pay or wage. And the simple fact of the matter is that when we got done with this conversation, they realized, they were like, yeah, you're right. This path that I'm on, this theory, this thought process, this ideology that they have pumped into me as an employer to keep me motivated as an employee isn't actually going to help me accomplish my goals. So in essence, if I really want to actually progress and improve and increase my earning opportunity and earning potential, then I'm going to have to take steps beyond those that are typically presented to me. And I'm going to have to somewhat step outside of my comfort zone and think outside of the box and work a little bit harder and maybe take a little bit more risk and be willing to put myself out there in attempts and opportunities to earn more, but also potentially fail. But the failures along the way they're just building blocks. They're lessons. You're learning, you're growing from these experiences to do more, to do better, to be more, to be better, to earn more, to make better money. And that's where we ended up today, is, I think, a thought provoking conversation based on the current situation that we're in and realizing that, yeah, things aren't great, and odds are things probably won't be much better than they are now anytime soon or in the near future. And realistically, if you want to expand, if you want to grow, if you want to build, if you want to secure your future, if you want to increase your income, if you want to be able to afford a home, if you want to be able to not live paycheck to paycheck, if you want to get out of this rut, if you want to stop being broke, if you want to no longer live in poverty, then you're really going to have to step outside of that comfort zone. You're going to really have to think about opportunities that expand far beyond just, can I get another dollar an hour? Can I get another few hours a week? Can I get overtime? This, that, and the other. Because these companies, these employers, these corporations, these businesses, they have C-suite executives who are looking to make millions of dollars, multiple tens of millions of dollars per year. And that doesn't include paying their employees above and beyond more than what the standard wage rate is. So then the question is, well, how do I earn more? Well, the answer is simple. The solution is very, very, very easy. But the question is, really, are you ready to take action? Are you ready to do what you need to do in order to see this money coming in? Are you willing to make the sacrifices? Are you willing to maybe do things that you never have done before? If you want something you've never had, then you got to do something you've never done. And really and truly, despite everything that you hear, everything that you see, everything that the news is sharing and portraying out there, as bad as everything is, as terrible as everything may seem, as detrimental as the future and as grim as and bleak as this outcome may be, now is the time to do essentially what is hard when it's easy.